Good morning and welcome to the good afternoon, in fact, and welcome to the Cricket Academy here for match number 7 of the Dream 11 Trinidad T10 Blast. I'm Vidya Ramphal alongside Vinod Mamchan, and it's match number 7. The Soca Kings take on the Kokriko Cavaliers. Soca Kings have won both their matches. Kokriko Cavaliers winning their first match on the second day of the competition, and they are going for 2 straight here. New pitch being used this time for this one, and let's see how it works out. Here are the teams for the Soca Kings. Sunil Narayan is captain. Supal, Simmons, Bhutan, Mohammed, Jason Mohammed, Leonardo Julian, Glasgow Rampal, Ravi Rampal that is, Sankar, Strasak Sankar, Chadian Raymond, and Kashri Singh in there for the opposing side. That's the Soca Kings. Now for the Kokriko Cavaliers, John Ross Jagesa appears to be the man with the armband today. And the players included Warner Bidesi, Ramdial, Batu Singh, Joshua James, the youngster out of Tobago, Sween, Filton Williams, Hakeem Mitchell, Anderson Mahace, and Jaron Cruikshank. So it's going to be a big battle here with the news that the Kokriko Cavaliers have won the toss and they have decided to insert the Soca Kings. Well, if there's anything that has emerged over the last few days, it is that there is a template in terms of winning if you are batting first, and that is score over 150. Both the teams that have in fact scored 150 and over batting first have gone on to win this their matches. So out of the 6 matches so far, the team batting second has won 4. But the only teams to win batting first have put on a very good score. So the 2 batsmen out there right now for the Soca Kings, Sunil Narayan, who got a 50 in their last game, and Julian, the youngster Leonardo Julian, who is hoping to paint a masterpiece of sorts here, Vinod Mamchan, in this one. Good morning to you. How are you?
Good afternoon, Vids, and it's always good to be in your company. I know you were saying good morning because you left Port of Spain in the morning.
That's right.
To come down south. I'm not trying to put a divide between north and south, you know. I love the north, but
aren't you the king of the south? You're the king of the south, aren't you?
I have very good friends like you from the north. Yeah. So you're here at the south, and it's going to be Julian to take first strike. It's Julian and Narain. They've enjoyed themselves in this tournament so far. Narain's team having 2 victories. And the first delivery, just a sighter.
Yeah, just outside the off stump there, first up from Filton Williams, who took 2 wickets in his first over in the last game, getting rid of Nicholas Sukhdev Singh very early in that one, and was on a hat-trick in the last game. Didn't quite achieve it, but it was a good performance. Got rid of Nicholas Sukhdev Singh and Daniel Williams off consecutive deliveries. Ewart Nicholson did manage to thwart the hat-trick delivery, though.
This is in the air and it has gone a mile. So that's the first maximum of the day. And Nicholson on that, in fact, Filton Williams on that occasion, bowling a length delivery, just helping it on its way there.
Yeah, so that's a good shot there already from this young batsman, Leonardo Julian. Of course, he would have started his career at Caldrac Sports here in central Trinidad. Well, he made his name in the final of the Regional Super 50 when he scored 83 against the Leeward Islands Hurricanes to lead his team to victory. And he's hooked that one beautifully away for 6 again. So that's consecutive 6s here. And that was along the line of the head, but not an electric pace here from Filton Williams. And he got into position very quickly and hooked that away behind square for 6. Wonderful shot by Leonardo Julian. And Julian is starting to look good already here. And this format, you really have to go hell for leather at the start of it. Soca Kings, of course, led by Sunil Narain, who's at the non-strikers end. Good shot, but straight to the fielder this time. And the Soca Kings named after a genre of music here in Trinidad, which was invented by a Calypsonian called Lord Shorty. And he invented it as the soul of Calypso. And the amalgam of those 2 words, soul and Calypso, became Soca. So if you are outside of TNT and you're not familiar with the type of music, yeah, you certainly will know a lot more if you check it up. Nice shot again by Julian, and again picking up the fielder. And in fact, one of the great exponents of soca music, Machel Montano, I understand, will be performing in India today at some of the Shivratri celebrations. So we hope that you do enjoy this auspicious day in the Hindu calendar in, of course, in India, and here in Trinidad and Tobago, and in Guyana also, large Hindu communities. This will run away for 4 again. The outfield is quickened up as it's dried out over the past few days, and that is a boundary. So 2 6s and a 4, 16 without loss at the start of this innings here. And the Soca Kings, they continue to go into party mode here, Vinod.
Yeah, Vidya, they have really been playing good cricket. A good opening pair. These 2, they have been very destructive in this tournament so far. They've led their team to 2 victories, and they'll be looking to continue in a similar vein.
Yeah, they certainly would. And Soca Kings and the Kokriko Cavaliers. Kokriko Cavaliers did, in fact, in their game yesterday, they would have started off with Filton Williams at one side and Dexter Sween on the other. Looks like they will continue with that particular formula with the big man, Dexter Sween, who's had a very good start to this tournament, Vinod. 2 good scores in the competition already.
Yeah, and he led his team to victory yesterday. Some mighty hitting towards the end of the innings. So, at the moment, 16 without loss there, Vidya. It's a really good start.
So here's Sween, big man, and he'll be bowling the first delivery that Sunil Narain will be facing up to here. And Narain has gone hard for it immediately, and that's peeled off the edge and gone for 4. And that is the shorter of the boundaries here on the lateral sides of the ground here. So the pitch there, not maybe away to the right, a little further away, the furthest away that we will see of the 3 pitches used in this competition. And it's a very short distance, maybe about, I'd say about 50 yards or so. And again, he's gone. Oh, that's a great attempt, but he's dropped it. Excellent attempt to take the catch there from Anderson Mahace. It wasn't to his stronger side. He's left-handed, so he tried it out with his right hand, but he put it down. And Sunil Narayan survives. He's up to 5 now. .21 without loss. Narayan off the mark. Julian facing up to Sween for the first time. Sween, not the longest run-up we've seen here. And he'll be trying to keep this ball maybe on the more, certainly not on the offside, because it's a very, very short boundary. Better delivery, and they will get a single here as Mahace comes in quickly. But, yeah, it's almost a case, Vinod, where the 30-meter circle and the boundary almost seem to be one. That's how close it is. Certainly will, and that one on the pad, so I think we might see a bit more of this from Sween, because a lot more area there, a lot more real estate for him to work with on the leg side to these two left-handers. And that could run away for 4. Yeah, that it has run away. It was a good Yorker, good delivery on the line of the off stump, and he just dropped the bat on it, very expertly dug out that Yorker, and it's such a short distance. Once it passes the point, it's 4. Yeah, I think he might Sween might really want to have the batsman on driving, if anything. But what he has done now, he's brought up the long on into the onside. So encouraging them, go across the line and try to get it over the fielder's head. And he's gone high up into the air. He's done exactly that, and he should be caught here. And Williams has taken the catch, and that is it. Exactly what we were saying. And kept it on the line of the stump, shorter delivery, pulled it away, and he's gone. So Julian gone for 21. He seemed to get himself into trouble too also, Vinod, in the sense that instead of holding his position, which he has been doing well for his shots all the way through this innings, he decided to step outside the off stump, and that little subtle shake of the head, the movement of the head there as he made that adjustment could have worked against him also. So he fell for the mind games played by the bowler.
Excellent. And you know, Sween is a young man, but he is just the other day Sween was playing for Hillview College, but he has a good cricketing brain. And at the moment we are seeing John Ross Jagisa, the captain of the Cavaliers, is going to take up the attack from the far end, and John will be looking to take the ball away. You can see the Soca Kings are 27 for 1 after 2.
So John Ross Jagisa, and looks like he's going to be coming over the wicket, at least from where he's marking off his run-up. We have seen a few of the bowlers go through and around, something we haven't seen for a long, long time. It's just gone out. And in fact, he's going to do exactly that. He's going to go through and around, which is angled approach here. Let's see how Narayan deals with it. Narayan going offside. And with the ball turning away from him, Narayan will be cognizant of that. There's no slip in place. So Narayan just trying to go on the offside. There are some areas there. There's a deep cover in place. So if he hits over cover, that could be cut off. There's also a long off in place. But on the onside, there is a long on. Now, it's a right-hander who has come in here. And Jason Mohammed, who has already had a 50 in this tournament, Vinod, he's going to be taking up the attack here.
Yeah, well, he had a 50 of 21 balls. And yesterday he came in and he started to go again. Just didn't get the sort of success that he had gotten in the previous day, the opening day. And here we go again on this Monday afternoon, where he'll be looking to continue in the same vein.
Experience, just picking up the single. He knows Narayan is the danger man here, just playing himself in. Jason Mohammed, he'll take 1 or 2 deliveries and then he will explode. And the sight of these two going at it here should be very entertaining for the crowd here at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. I understand there's a doctor who is from India in the crowd. He hasn't missed a game already, and he's really loving the tournament.
Well, that's really good to hear. You know, the Indians love their cricket. I want to say good night to all of yours out there in India, from the south, Chennai.
Well, that's going to go away for 6. Short delivery, poor delivery there by John Ross Jagisa. And even with the short boundary, that was always going to be 6. Massive hit by Narayan.
Yeah, miss it would have taken that over the boundary. And Narayan still reached the stands, and it struck the concrete and flew back. So Narayan, when he hits them, they stay hit with you.
Better delivery here from Jagisa. That one goes out to the extra cover position. And that's what he wants to get from Narayan. Started outside the off stump, turning away from him, and force him to play on the offside. And he's gone aerial on the offside, but will only get 1. I'm wondering, Vinod, if that tactic of coming through and around to get that angle is because of the shorter side, in a sense. So we have seen the tactic used in this match, in this series already.
Well, now he's coming around the wicket to the right-hander. I think he's going to try to dart it into the leg stump, as you saw there. And that was a no ball. Yeah,
we've seen quite a few no balls from the slow bowlers in this competition. So that's going to be a free hit, of course. And so exactly what you don't want. A free hit to Narayan, short boundary on the leg side. This could be carnage here. The umpires today, just to remind you, Ram Sahai Ramisar and Devanan Nansing. Those are the umpires today. And that's immediately, that could be caught. Well, it's just too high over the head of the fielder, and that's gone for 6. Anderson Mahes would have had to be 20 feet tall to take that one. And really poor bowling here from John Ross Jagisa. We're unaccustomed to seeing him bowl so poorly. 44 for 1 at the end of the over, but that was a rank long hop again.
Yeah, so the Soca Kings with Narayan on 19, Mohammed 2. They have gotten rid of Julian. He made 21. And that first over from Jagisa, 17 runs coming.
17 runs, not something you've seen often here from John Ross Jagisa. And we've seen bowlers being severely punished in this form of the game. Namir Supal, who bowled 1 over yesterday, he was hit for 22 runs off the only over that he bowled. Well, get this, in game 1, Supal was absolutely smashed around. He had one really good over where he took 2 wickets, and then in the second over conceded 31 runs, 5 sixes hit off him, and he's a bowler that a lot was thought of, but at this level with the T10 format where the handbrakes are off for all of these batsmen, bowlers are getting punished. It's not the game where you want to be a bowler.
Yeah, you know, yesterday Amit Jagannath was on and he was saying that, you know, he was happy to be in the confines of the commentary box, being a bowler himself, rather than being down there, because this game is really heavily stacked though. Even the pitch, you know, it's favoring the batsmen.
Young Joshua James, and he strikes Jason Mohammed on the body immediately. He can be awkward. He's perhaps about 6'4", 6'5" or so, I estimate, and not quite Joel Garner proportions, and maybe not the pace also, but that that height, he does get some uncomfortable bounce once he gets it on that full length.
Yeah, definitely. So that delivery came through after Mohammed played the shot, so it was not as quick as Mohammed would have anticipated. And Narain is going to try to deal with him now in a different manner. Narain is looking on the onside. He loves to play through the onside. He's an onside bias player.
He's looking, he's just taking a few sneaky little glances at the offside where there's a deep cover in place and a third man on the boundary. And he's gone through the offside, obviously down to long off and picks up one. But let's see how they're trying to defend this offside here. They had the third man in place, there's a deep cover and a long off in place. Certainly you might want to see more. I guess they would have to defend it by bowling a bit straighter here. James doing exactly that, keeping the damage down here to Narain. Narain on 20 already, 20 of 9 deliveries. And that's flicked away for 6. Magnificent shot by Jason Mohammed, and showing his cricket IQ here, stepping outside the off stump and flicking it over mid-wicket for 6.
Yeah, lovely shot there by Jason Mohammed and the young Joshua James, who is probably around 20 now. Coming up against the old fox in Jason Mohammed, and he's able to maneuver nicely and get it away, as you can see there, for a big 6. So I again, Vidya, that short boundary will always be a factor when matches are played on this track.
Certainly will be. Joshua James, 1 for 21 in his last game, scored 9 runs also. That's a better delivery. Outside the off stump, that's where he wants to keep Jason Mohammed, and has the point in place and a deep point. And we would, of course, would have mentioned it in the first game he played. He did play for the Jamaica Cavaliers in the CPL in 2021. And it was cause for some celebration in Tobago, I tell you, because we haven't seen a lot of Tobago players make it through at the international level. Did he get a touch on that? Well, they're gone for the single, but Jason Mohammed will get back in time. I wonder if he got a touch on that, but Narain looked like he was stationary, as still as a statue there inside the crease.
Yeah, Narain had no intentions of leaving the crease even after the ball went behind the umpire. Let's have a look at it again. Just deflecting it onto the stumps, and you can clearly see Narain was well grounded. He might have been able to get through with a single. Mohammed was probably halfway down the track.
Wide outside the off stump, and that's not going to carry to the fielder, who has to do some work here in the outfield. Well, not a very unusual way to stop that one, but he did get it. The ball's actually passed him before he got the hand down. Over comes to an end. At the end of it, it's 54 for 1. The 50 up inside 4 overs. Ten runs coming off the over there from Joshua James. In the context of what we've seen from some of the overs before that, that's not a bad performance here. You feel that the economy rate for a bowler, once it's 10 and under, it's respectable in this T10 cricket, especially from what we've seen here. And with the bias towards this shorter right side, as you see Narain is at the non-striker's end. That's to the side that he's on. That's the shorter side here. So as you're looking on, that's where Jason Mohammed will be aiming at. Narain, in fact, will be aiming at, who is going to be facing up now. So Narain looking in some good form here. I'm sure the Kolkata Knight Riders will be very happy with this, because during the last IPL or 2, didn't quite fire at the top for them, but he's getting some valuable practice time here in this competition.
Well, I'm sure after what you saw yesterday from Evan Lewis, the fans in Lucknow would be very, very happy.
Well, that's so wide. There was, of course, the famous writer Paul Keynes Douglas talked about a bowler who bowled it so wide. Remember that line? He said he bowled another man in another match 5 miles away the next day. Not quite that wide, but it was wide. It landed off the cut strip this time here from Wilton Williams.
So he's obviously trying to bowl it full and wide.
And Narayan has hit that straight, and that could go for 4. It has gone for 4. One bounce into the boundary, the shorter boundaries here, and just close to the Dream 11 sign boundary for Narayan.
Yeah.
Big fella for 6. He's off his size and he's smashed him down the ground. What a player. What a wonderful player. Oh, this is high. What a 6. What a 6. Way down the ground. It's on the roof. Oh, that's gone straight up in the air. Well, one dropped it.
Here, in fact, what they have done is they haven't put any fielders out on the boundary, which really doesn't make sense. If it gets through the ring of fielders on the offside, it's gone. So I think they've done the right thing here. They have a ring sliding down the leg side that time, Binod.
Yeah, it would have been a better delivery to a left-hander. Just to quickly go through the standings for you, what we have so far. And on top are the Soca Kings, 2 wins in their 2 matches. They have 6 points. Steel Pan Strikers with 2 wins as well. They're on 6. But the Soca Kings with a better net run rate of 2.77. And the Blue Devils, they have had 1 victory, as well as the Coquerico Cavaliers, who are playing now. And the Leatherbacks, they are yet to get off the mark, as well as the Scarlet Ibis, that they are yet to take flight. So that's the standings after day 2.
Shorter delivery. There's a fielder not far from that, but that's going to run away for 6. That's a massive hit there by Jason Mohammed. Tell you what, even if the boundaries had been fully out, that would have gone all the way for 6.
That was a big hit. That would have been a 6 on any ground.
Even at the whacker, that would have gone for 6. He hit that very well indeed. And Williams is not electric pace, but he has shown that he is not afraid to drop it in short to the batsman. Jason Mohammed at 35 years old, I mean, it's 17 years of rivalry in the box between that. Your 2 sons, of course, Vinod, are at Naparima College, one of the finest educational institutes anywhere.
And you went there as well.
Oh, did you pick that up?
I did. Then later on today, we'll find out who are the other guys and where they went.
This one's flicked away, and they could get 2 here, and they should get 2. In fact, they could have even pushed for 3. The fielder had time to amble around, and the batsman doing the same. 2 to end off the over, 73 for 1 at the end of 5 overs. Vinod, well, it's a great start here by the Soca Kings, looking good for a 3rd consecutive victory. Of course, they'll have a lot of work to do if they will become only the 3rd side to win batting first in the competition so far.
They have the high score of 155 for 3 in this tournament. The Soca Kings achieved yesterday. At the halfway stage, they're 73 for 1, and you know that they're going to throw the bat even more in the last 5. That is even under threat. Well, we have the guys bowling flatter and quicker after that 6.
Yeah, he needs to, because anything in that arc that Sunil Narayan, of Sunil Narayan, is going to be murdered. He's murderous, Sunil Narayan, and we've seen him do this to attacks all over the world. So young Mahesh is getting a baptism of fire here in this T10 competition.
The young man is standing up there. He's going to fight. Here he is. And Mohammed got a full delivery that he was looking to swing somewhere over mid-wicket. A little bit of bat onto that might have carried it. There's a deep backward square on the boundary. There's also a deep mid-wicket and long on. So he's backing himself. It's a short boundary. And the break video will go with his tape and measure that. That's 6 runs. Short. Mohammed deep into his crease. Nansing raises his hands to the heavens. And that's 6 runs.
Yeah, and the thing is with Jason Mohammed, this is what we've expected from him over the years. His tactical nous. That was a short delivery, but look how deep he was in his crease when he hit that ball. In fact, he was just inches away from his stumps, I estimate, there when he hit that. So once he's going to try to get it flatter and perhaps a little bit fuller here, but Jason Mohammed using his crease very well.
Here he is again. Down the track, there is protection down there. So the young man being put off a bit by Jason Mohammed and Sunil Narain.
He's had some good international experience already. He took 2 for 16 against Scotland in the World Cup, 1 for 25 against Papua New Guinea, 1 for 33 against the UAE in that infamous match now where the UAE beat the West Indies in the plate semi-finals at the Under-19 World Cup. And of course the Zimbabwe game, he took none for 29. So he's had a fair amount of experience already, Anderson Mahace. None for 14 off his first over, so maybe not the best that he would have been hoping for here. The Kokriko Cavaliers, you know, they are the team that they lost their first game badly. They won their second game, now looking for a third one. In fact, I was calling it at home the Battle of the Birds, Kokriko Cavaliers versus the Scarlet Ibis Scorchers.
Mohammed drives nicely through the offside, and that is a lovely stop down there by James. A big man tumbling to his left provides the opportunity for 2. So Jason Mohammed matching Sunil Narain stroke for stroke here at the moment to inform batsmen.
It's exactly what you want to do in this competition. You want to front load. You have to put your batsmen, your big batsmen, the big hitters at the top.
Well, that's a wide, very wide delivery there on that occasion from Mitchell. Don't know a lot about Mitchell.
And we've seen a few of the teams perhaps make a little bit of a mistake in that. The Blue Devils, for instance, have Isaiah Raja at the top, Stephen Katwaru, 2 batsmen who haven't exactly...
Big fella for 6. He's off his size. And he's smashed him down the ground. What a player. What a wonderful player. Oh, this is high. What a 6. What a 6. Way down the ground. It's on the roof. Oh, that's gone straight up in the air. Well, one's off the
final over.
Yeah, that was a brilliant over from Narain yesterday. It was absolutely, it just shows you what Narain can do. And the thing is, because those two are teammates at Queen's Park and he faces him a lot, especially they also play for the Trinbago Knight Riders, so he's seen a lot of him in practice. So he knows all his little mannerisms and his little tells, so he knows what he's coming with and his variations. And being a spinner himself too, that helps.
It definitely helps. These guys play, and they play so much together. It's going to be Mitchell again. And Mohammed has really been a breath of fresh air in this tournament. No one expected him to be as ultra aggressive as he has been. Here he goes again, swung away, down behind square. Batu Singh is there.
It just tells you the quality of cricketer he is, Jason Mohammed. He can change the gears. He does possess those gears. And he can bat at all the different levels. He plays at first-class cricket and has been quite successful for Trinidad and Tobago. He's played ODI cricket for the West Indies, had a pretty good run in the team, and he just sort of ran out of form at the end and has lost his place here. We've seen him do the business for the Guyana Amazon Warriors at T20 level, and now, no surprise, at T10 he's doing it once again.
Mitchell around the wicket, and Narain hits this all the way. Anyone at C3 who went for lunch could help us by bringing back that ball. That's 6, 18 rows back.
I think once again you've gotten it perfectly right. 18 rows back, and it's high over that 501 sign. This is the shot here. It's in the slot, and Jason Mohammed with a nice looking flow off the bat here has just put that into the stands. Wow, what a shot. That's a majestic hit by Jason Mohammed. Mitchell has conceded 16 of 5 deliveries already.
Yeah, well, what a shot. And
100 up also.
106.5. Mitchell will be praying for this over to end here, Vidya.
And that's
It goes again, even bigger. This time it crashes into the iron grating at the top. He has taken it away from the seats now, and that's another massive blow from Sunil Philip Narain.
Wow, what a hit that was. And the over comes to an end at the end of 7. It is 109 for 1. And, you know, it's a case where the fielders have become spectators and the spectators have become fielders, the way these two are batting.
Yeah, and definitely that one was a huge hit. That video was going all the way to the apple trees, and the iron grating there is what held it back. Speaking about apple trees, Ronnie Bikram Das has just messaged us to say that he's not here and we are still speaking about him, and you know he wants to apologize that he did not go to Naprima College.
Oh, okay. Well, we accept it. Of course,
Good guy, Ronnie Bikram Das. Has anyone seen him under the apple trees?
Well, it's just like everywhere in the world. There are secondary school level. There are huge rivalries. Of course, in South Trinidad here, it's Naprima versus Presentation College. In North Trinidad, it's of course St. Mary's College and Queen's Royal College. And I'm sure in Barbados, we would have that. In Jamaica, Kingston College and these schools, they would all have their rivals.
Yeah, when you're in the press box in Barbados, you can hear Woody Richards going at the guys there. And Woody Richards and David Harris. Big swing and a miss this time. And Jackie Sarr going around the wicket and pushing it across the right-handed Mohammed, who's indicating he should have gone through the offside with that. Tucked away for 1. You'll hear the guys speak very fondly of Combermere when you're in Barbados.
So they're one of the top schools in Barbados, and these schools also, they play such a big part in the development of cricketers. The ones we're seeing here, they've all come through the secondary school system.
A very strong system, the secondary school system. I want to say good morning to Nigel Mirage, the president. He backs away Narain and cracks this over wide long off for 6. John Ross just bowling that one a bit too short. Narain reaches his half century of 15 deliveries, which means, Vidya, he has bettered his own personal record of 50 of 20 balls.
Wow, and he's also equaled Jesse Bhutan, who got 50 of 15 balls yesterday. Of course, that world record by Evan Lewis, 12 balls yesterday, that was something to see.
Here he is again, going through on a wrong. Short, he's backing away. Only 1 this time. So Narain has really been in tremendous form. The KKR fans will be very happy. I'm sure that you all are up in eastern India, in Kolkata, taking in this coverage from the West Indies, and you're seeing Sunil Narain, a favorite of your team, KKR, in action. Edged again, and Mohammed seems to be very proficient at this during this innings. Goes for 4.
What a run of form here. Mohammed has been batting brilliantly, but what about Narain? Consecutive 50s in this competition. He also started with 33 in the first game, their win over the Scarlet Ibis Scorchers, and then he had 2 50s in the Bangladesh Premier League in the final to win the final for the Kumilla Victorians, and in the semi-final. So he's in a rich vein of form right now.
Down the ground again, Mohammed. Does it have enough? If it had enough, he could have been in problems there with Williams. Gets 1. So Jagisa, I think, will be happy to know that his spell has ended. His 2 overs costing 30 runs, 122 for 1, with 2 overs to go.
And just in case you're wondering, the partnership is now up to 95. So they're close to 100 partnership here already, and have done this in a very, very short time.
Well, I heard you mention the name Jesse Bhutan a bit earlier. He's actually in the dugout. He's slated to come next. So,
2 overs to go.
The Soca Kings on a Carnival Monday in Trinidad, Vidya. Is it
Yeah.
Carnival Monday?
Yeah, it is in fact Carnival Monday, and for our listeners in India, if you've never been to Carnival, it's something you certainly want to do. Obviously, Carnival will come back in full in years to come, but this year it's been called a taste of Carnival here in TNT. And of course, if you are here.
Yep. And yesterday you were given the day off to indulge. Don't know if you tasted Carnival yesterday.
I sampled it from home. A certain COVID-19 virus I'm very afraid of. I know that we do rigorous testing here, so we're fine. But anywhere else, not so sure.
Smashed away over cover, and it has enough to go for 6. So another 6 here, as that delivery from Joshua James was wide outside the off stump, and Mohammed reaches his 50. It's also the 100 partnership, video is telling me. Mohammed's 50 of 23 deliveries, which means that he is...
Oh, that's pedestrian. He's batting very slowly. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, his last half century was of 21. Come on, Jason.
Well, in the context of what we've seen in this tournament, that is amazing still.
6 more. Length delivery. That's the error that the young man is making, and all Mohammed had to do was to pick his spot.
High over, long on that time. The fielder just looking at the ball fly over him. Jason Mohammed hitting this ball very sweetly, and 2 6s already in the over. The tournament record is 31. Jed Gooley, 31. He had 5 6s, and there was a wide, I believe, in the over.
Lewis struck 5 yesterday off the same bowler. Sammy rocks back and pulls it beautifully through mid-wicket for 4. 1 bounce into the boundary. It crashes into the KFC sign.
That one went like a rocket there from Jason Mohammed, and he has now gone past Sunil Narayan. And look how quickly he is into position. Not the tallest man in the world. He's very nimble, and even at age 35, very, very fit. And you can see it in the way his feet move there. Footwork is very, very good indeed.
Jason still has a lot of cricket in him, and he's showing that. Bat speed was a key there as well, Vidya. Slow delivery and flicked away. Lovely bit of fielding there by Williams. Had that passed him, it would have been 4.
Outstanding stop there by Filton Williams. He saved 3. Ryan was still able to get down to the other end, but that was a very strong hand that he put on that. That was traveling. Certainly not what they call in football, goalkeepers who put out their wrist and they can't stop. They call it a lettuce wrist.
A lettuce wrist.
Certainly no lettuce wrist there. He had to steal in his.
So Vijay Ramphal, of course, one of the analysts at the English Premier League, our Caribbean representative there. We're very proud of him. And this is swung away. That's a mighty blow. 6 more. Sunil Narayan has taken a likeness to that onside. That's 145 for 1. And I tell you, the highest score by Soca Kings of 155 for 3 is under threat.
It certainly is now, and there's still 7 balls to go here. And in terms of this over, well, you can see what it's happening here. That is 23 runs already in 5 balls. It's not going to be the record, but it's going to get very close to it here. If he hits a 6 off this one, that's going to take it up to 29. And who will go against Sunil Narayan? Now, James has gone round the wicket now. He's already conceded 33. So just trying to take the arms away from Narayan here.
Wide. The intention is clear. Put it as wide as possible for him and let him fetch it.
Yeah, it's legally possible, that is.
That was on the other side of the law. So umpire Nan Singh is at square leg, a man who featured in a match that lasted 3 months on the domestic scene.
You'll have to explain that one. 3 months, you said?
3 months back in the day in domestic cricket in Trinidad. In order to gain promotion, you might have been involved in matches like that, Vidya. Play to the end. So there was no specific cut-off time. This is struck through the offside mightily for 6 by Narayan. What a shot that was. You just can't hide it from this man. And the over comes to an end. 63 to Narayan, 62 to Mohammed, 152 for 1 with an over to go. Well, I was speaking about umpire Nancing. They used to call it play to the end, and whoever wins the match gains promotion. The match started at San Fernando Technical Institute, which is just about a minute from here. And the president of the Trinidad Tobago Cricket Board, Azim Bassarat, was involved in that match as an opening batsman. So it was St. Mary Superstars against Green Arrows from Michael's neck of the woods. And the match started. Umpire Nancing scored a double 100. Took him a month and a half. But every weekend, so on Saturday and Sunday, the matches were carded. They will have an hour's play on the Saturday and then rain would fall. The Sunday they might have 10 minutes and then the match goes on to the next weekend. Wow. It took 3 months for that game to come to an end.
It's a good thing it was the match that was at the end of the season.
Yeah, it was,
season was a bit longer. The break was a bit longer back then. It was about 6 months.
Well, the way they were going, they could have started. That could have been the first match of the new season. The way they were going.
Well, it does add new meaning to timeless, as we would have had those timeless tests in the past.
I think after that, the rules were changed. They went on first innings. So round the wicket here is the big burly Sween. It starts with a wide.
And it is those matches like that do create changes. One remembers the England-West Indies game in the 1970s where Mike Braley put, when West Indies needed 4 of the last delivery, he put all the fielders, including the wicketkeeper, on the boundary. And that necessitated the creation of the 30-meter circle that we do see now.
And then when West Indian fast bowlers hammered batsmen, that's a mighty hit, a length ball. That's on the roof. That's the biggest. That has gone under the apple tree.
Wow. What a hit that was from Jason Mohammed. We've never seen a ball land on the roof here. It's gone on the roof on the western side of the ground, and it's gone out of the ground. That's the first time we've seen it. There it is. That one really traveled, and you could see, there's it to the right of your picture, just landing on top of the thing. Of the stands itself and bouncing away for 6. That is a almighty blow. It's the biggest 6 we've seen in this competition already.
I think safely with it, that's the biggest 6 I've ever been struck here at the Brown Cricket Academy. I mean, most matches of value, so to speak, we would have seen. And I tell you, that is probably the biggest 6. It's in the area of the apples.
Well, I think it's on the road, actually, on the outside. I'm going to drive around there a little later and get it. I'm going to get Jason Mohammed to sign that for me, because that's one to keep. That's a keeper. That's a memento. That's slaying Godzilla. That is the biggest one I've seen.
Ronnie Bikram Das would have been very happy to be here as that one went in his part of the real estate. That one's under the apple tree. Again, he loves the shot, Sween. Mohammed obliges. Another huge one, not as big as the previous one. It's a no ball. Yeah. Of course, full pitched over the waist.
Yeah, that one got away from him. Maybe going for the low full toss, and that one was hit for 6 again. So, Sween, wide delivery, 6, 159 for 1, and there it is. Yeah, it was clearly over the height of the waist there. And Jason Mohammed, look how nimbly he just stepped away and just flicked it away for 6.
Well, Mohammed just helped that. He goes on to 74 now. With that 6. This goes 166 for the loss of 1. So the record has been created, broken, and created yet again by the Soca Kings.
Well, the Soca Kings are certainly in party mode here, especially these two. They are the party masters right now. Jason Mohammed and Sunil Narayan.
Six more! A huge hit! That's just under the scoreboard. And that's in the party stand, but there's no one partying there.
Oh, this is an awesome display of hitting here by Jason Mohammed. He's up to 80 of 30 deliveries now. He won't have enough deliveries to get his 100 because he still has 3. But look what he does here. Steps outside the off stump. Sween does not try to follow him, and he just crashes that. It landed just around where that white building that you just saw. That's a concession stand for the party stand. Landed on the roof there.
And it went behind. So the fielder you would see very soon coming from behind the concession stands.
Well, it might be another ball that is out of the boundary, at least out of the property here.
Yes, because someone has just went out the side gate onto the road. Mohammed is a very strong man.
Well, in fact, they picked up the first one, so my plan to drive around and pick it up is and has now been dashed here. My hopes of getting Jason to sign that one. Somebody's picked up that one, and they found the second ball.
Well, the umpires have replacement balls. Umpire Nansing.
Double 100 fame over a month and a half.
3 months. Takes the ball and walks away. Yes, you're right. You're right. A month and a half for the double century, but 3 months for the match. Umpire,
has to be some sort of record.
President Bassarat got 63 in that game.
I'm sure his first order of business as president would have been to change the rules.
Yes, that match took quite a while. Some guys got married in between that.
So you start the game as a bachelor and end up as a married man.
As
How
a
do you
married
like that?
man.
That's a long game.
I love it. It's going to be Sween again. Swung away for 6, and that's a no ball. Mohammed, you beauty. He could get the 100 now, Vidya, because that was a no ball. And that's a 151 run partnership.
Wow.
For the second wicket.
This is incredible. Can't believe what we're seeing here. A no ball that has been hit for 6. And Jason Mohammed, this one clearly high over the waist here. Now I'm wondering also, would that be considered a beamer? If it were higher, perhaps. Because that would be the first one. In fact, I think the umpire made some sort of a signal there. So is that the first? If he bowls another one, will he be taken off the attack now?
Well, I'll tell you something. I wouldn't mind being taken off the
At
attack
this
here.
point.
I don't want 6 sixes against my name. This is threatening the world record by Rakeem Jimbo Cornwall, who struck 43 and over at the US Open of Jelani Sills. Let's see. Here's Sween to Mohammed, and that slow delivery. The young man responding well. Takes Mohammed away from the strike and prevents him from getting to 100.
Good thinking here by Sween, just rolling his fingers over it. It kept a little low, and I think Jason may have gotten an under edge, and well done by the keeper to make the stop, though. And that has prevented, but 180 for 1. This is how you win a T10 game batting first. The advantage always with the team batting second. You just have to apply a lot of scoreboard pressure.
And that's a lot of scoreboard pressure, as you see.
Yeah, I think it's a lot more than that.
Well, Sween to Narayan. Final delivery of the over. He drives. That's 4. They end on 184 for 1, which is now the highest score here in this Dream 11 T10 tournament. In fact, there's still 1 delivery to go.
Full toss outside the off stump, and he just drove that away. And once it gets out of the circle, it's going to travel to the boundary. There are no fielders out there. It's all or nothing here in terms of the fielding. But 6, 6, 6, 6, 1, 4, 1 delivery to go.
32 in the over so far.
So it is a record for the competition already.
Sween. And he bowls a no ball again. Narayan hits it in the air. The catch will be taken, but he will be safe. Narayan jogs down to the other end for 1. And Mohammed still gets an opportunity to
That
bat.
was very high. Sorry, Vinod, but that was very high again. Almost up to chest level. So I'm wondering if the umpire is not going to, he's going to have a little word with him. But that's what's happening.
Look at it.
Yeah, that was a lot higher than the previous 2. So the umpire is going to have a serious look at this particular tactic here.
9 balls in the over so far. 4 no balls and a wide.
Well, as fans in South Trinidad here would say colloquially, the over's wearing long pants.
Yep. What an effort here by these guys. Mohammed ends. Did it go all the way? Seems to have been. Yes, he ends with a 6. 5 sixes in the over. And the over is still not coming to an end.
Yeah, that is another great hit there by Jason Mohammed. And his tactic has been, if they're going to try to bowl the ball full up to the bat, he's going to step back and across into his crease and just lift it over onto the onside, and he's been very successful at it.
192 for 1. Time he tugs away and refuses to run. He remains not out. Has the over come to an end? Yes, it has. Well, Vidya, 192 for 1 is the final score. And what an over there. Sween ending with 1 for 40 of 2. It's an over that Sween would love to forget.
Well, I had it that at the end of the 9th over, it was 152 for 1. So 40 runs, I estimate, coming off that over. That has to be it's close to the record. It's not going to make that, threaten that Jimbo's record. But the two teams, as they come off here, there's congratulations for Jason Mohammed, who ends on 93, which is the second highest score in this competition. Sunil Narayan has ended on 68. And don't forget, the Narayan was already underway when Jason Mohammed got out there. So it just shows you the quality of the batting we've seen here. And the Soca Kings have posted a record score on the third day of this competition. The Kokriko Cavaliers will have to chase down 193 for 1. And that is the situation here. They've broken their highest score of 155 for 3 significantly, and the Cavaliers will have to break the record if they are to get this victory. Join us.
Miles, great shot. Oh, it's a biggie. Straight over the top. The little man has hit the big fella for 6. He's off his size. And he smashed him down the ground. What a player. What a wonderful player. Oh, this is high. What a 6. What a 6. Way down the ground. It's on the roof. Oh, that's gone straight up in the air. Well, one's off the
Welcome back. Cavaliers will start their hunt for 193 for victory, and we saw one of the greatest displays of batting we've ever seen in Trinidad and Tobago here. These two, Narain and Jason Mohammed, Sunil Narain and Jason Mohammed coming together to score at 27 without loss. Well, they put on an amazing partnership, ended on 192 for 1. Narain 68 not out, his second straight 50 in this match, and Jason Mohammed not out on 93. So 193 for victory here. They've already started with a single, and Dexter Sween is the new batsman, and he would want to do some damage here. He conceded 40 runs off his second over, Vinod.
Yeah, well, he has a chance here to make amends. Drives nicely.
Yeah, he certainly does, and tried to go full in that last over, and was just hit all over the park here.
So Ramdial is at the non-striker's end.
Just nice stop there by the bowler, and doing very well to get down quickly to make the stop.
Kastri Singh, the experienced Kastri Singh. And so when you're chasing 185, is it, Vidya?
193 in
193, fact. And you have Sunil Narain to bowl 2 of those overs in a 10-over game. It's difficult.
Well, that's going to be 4 here because he's just lifting it over the mid-off fielder and boundary here for Dexter Sween. And Sween has had a good start to this tournament. In fact, he's had, in the previous game, got 21 not out of 8 deliveries, and led his team to victory there. So, but that bowling, I'm sure that remain in his mind for a long time. That calculated assault by Sunil Narain and Jason Mohammed. Flicks that one away, and that's going to be another boundary here. Just came down the track slightly and then swept it away. And Kastri Singh, who is just ambling in, not a lot of pace in his deliveries. Easy shot for him for 4.
Yeah, well, badly lined on that occasion. And Sween just taking advantage. Sween is not getting overawed by the situation, not overawed by the fact that he's chasing 193. This is the first over, so he's still feeling his way around. He's gotten 2 boundaries.
Well, in fact, the team batting second, the Cavaliers, they're so far behind the 8 ball as the over comes to an end. It is 9 without loss. They're so far behind the 8 ball. Basically, they're just battling to maintain net run rate here because they want to get as close enough to the target to make sure that they're not fall down the table, because with this competition, with the top 3 teams contesting the final 3 spots in the competition, you certainly want to make sure that you're not blown out. It's 10 games per team, and these teams into their 3rd games.
Well, it's going to be Strasak Sanka, and with net run rate featuring so prominently at the back end of the tournament and looking to get to move further. Remember, the winner, they go directly into the finals, and the 2nd and 3rd place team, they have a playoff.
Yeah, what's interesting, the playoff, I believe, is the same day as the final, so that's also going to make it even more difficult. It can work both ways, because you could be properly warmed up for the final, or you could have been so mentally exhausted that you can't win the final. And this one's lifted away for 6. On the leg stump, and it was just a nice looking flow off the bat here from Ramdial, and he flicks that over mid-wicket easily for 6. And Strasak Sanka, the big man, a lot of pace in him, not anywhere close to his top speed there. And Sanka started poorly here because that's not the area you want to bowl with the short boundaries to the right of your picture. The boundary just over about 50 meters or so, in contrast to the offside. That's assuming you're looking at the picture now. And on the offside, it's more in the region of 80 yards or so. So they're using the pitch to the furthest away to the right of our picture here. And that was an easy shot. Now, Sanka really needs to get the ball full and outside the off stump here, because he has a fair amount of protection on the offside. There's a deep point in place. There's also a cover point and an extra cover in Sunil Narayan. And Ravi Rampal is at the mid-off position. So, Soka Kings, based on some of the names I've called for you already, they really have a powerful side. A lot of very good batsmen at the top. And Bhutan did not even bat in this one. This one's hit high up into the air. Narayan is going around to it, and he takes the catch. The sun in his eyes there, Sunil Narayan. But the first wicket has gone down. And Ramdial has perished here. He's out for 15. His remit was just go out there and hit everything. Well, he's hit it straight into the hands of Narayan here. And the first wicket down, and Sankar has taken it. He's gone for 15, Ramdial. And the score is now, let's see, is that 15 without loss? 15 for 1. New batsman is Jordan Warner, and he's in here to do battle. Tall, look powerfully built batsman, and he'll be facing up to Sankar. And Sankar just trying to find that channel outside the off stump here, just bowling very full and inviting the batsman to drive the ball through the offside. But as you've seen here for the first delivery by Warner, what he's just trying to do is to turn it onto the onside and pierce to get runs in that just trying to get the runs on the onside here, because that's what they're aiming at. Here's Sween. Yeah, and Sween just angling the bat, just trying to get the singles here. He's picked up one. Jason Mohammed may be a little bit tired from his exertions of smashing 93. He misses that one. It would have been an easy take for him there, Mr. Mamchan.
Well, Sankar hasn't done badly at all. He has been taking wickets. Sankar, who started his career at Presal, then he moved across to Power Gen. He's now back at Presal, and his Presal compatriot Ravi Rampal throwing the ball there to him.
A rare breed, in fact, in TNT, fast bowlers of East Indian descent, or Indo-Trinidadians, to use the politically correct term. All right, that's a good line. That's a good length also. Ravi Rampal, the first player of the first fast bowler of Indian descent to play for the West Indies. And yesterday, well, we did see the death of Sonny Ramadan, the first man of East Indian descent to play for the West Indies, all the way back in 1950. His debut tour turned out to be one of his best.
Yeah, that is when the West Indies were able to topple England in 1950. Ramadan and Valentine.
Should get two here. Warner off the mark with a double, and that gets very close to the boundary, in spite of the larger boundary on that side. So he's off and going with two here, but a lot of runs to go here. And we're not seeing the signs already from the Kokriko Cavaliers that there is much belief that they can get this score. The way that they have approached the innings so far, it's just about preserving wickets and maybe a little assault at the end to try to get somewhere close to keep that net run rate down.
It's a very, very tall ask after 2 overs.
Just to remind you, the Soka Kings are on top of the table with those 2 wins already, 4 points. Their net run rate is 3.222. So we might see as a possibility where their net run rate would go into the stratospheric levels of 4.
Down the track to Singh. Singh has to chase that one, and they're going to get 2. A weighted shot. I thought Warner could have made a better effort there at trying to get 2 on that occasion. So Soca Kings holding strongly here.
Well, it does.
With just one correction, 6 points, 3-4 win.
3-4 win, in fact. So might have a correction online here. And well, given what we saw in that last delivery, where that really should have been 2, it just tells you about the mindset of this Kokriko Cavaliers team. They have been totally knocked out of their game here. They know that they're going to lose this one, and they're just opting pretty much for batting practice, it seems here. That should have been 2. There's no urgency. You're not seeing the big shots coming. So they're just going through the motions here, and the